In our world, where smart people often lead and those who aren't so smart get led, the biggest problem isn't being weak, it's being silly and not even knowing it. Today, let's talk about 6 clear signs of someone who isn't very clever. Why is this important? Because being silly isn't harmless. It can mess up big plans, ruin groups, and break people's lives. If you don't learn to see these signs in others, and even in yourself, people might trick you, beat you, and forget you. Someone wise once said that if a leader surrounds himself with not-so-smart people, he'll soon become one too. Sign 1. Too kind, too open. In every group, in every talk, there's one big mistake people make, thinking that being super nice will keep them safe. A person who isn't smart acts super nice like it's a shield, thinking it will stop people from hurting them, being mean, or trying to get ahead. They believe if they are kind, everyone else will be kind back. If they show respect, they'll get respect. If they lower their guard, others will too. But that's not how the game of life works when people want power. The not-so-smart person thinks being gentle makes them good, but actually it just makes them an easy target. Watch how they act. They might say sorry for things they didn't do. They let people say mean things in a polite way. They agree to deals that don't value them. They laugh nervously when others go too far. They call this being caring. Smart people call it being weak. They don't get that to clever people. Kindness without a plan just shows you can be easily hurt. A smart person can be kind, but only when it helps a goal. They can be giving, but not so much that it hurts them. The not-so-smart person gives without limits, forgives easily, and trusts without thinking. They think their good heart will change the world. In truth, it just makes it easier for the world to take advantage of them. See how quickly bad people gather around them. The trickster flatters them. The person who only takes tests them. The selfish person uses them up. And what does the not-so-smart person do? They keep giving, hoping that one day someone will see their value. But you don't get respect by being pitied. You get it by being strong, being exact, and showing your own power. They'll be the one offering help to people who didn't ask, the one saying yes when they want to say no, the one always ready, always willing to be liked. They were taught that being good means being safe, but they were never told the real truth. The world doesn't reward nice people. It uses them. The more they bend, the more others push. The more they give, the less they are valued. And the more they try to be liked, the more people who are strong just don't notice them. They have no strong points, no lines they won't cross, no fire in their eyes. So, when tough times come, sign 2. Talks more than they think. The not-so-smart person can't keep quiet. They talk like being silent is a problem, not a strong point. Words just fall out of them, not because they need to say them, but because they are afraid of the quiet if no one hears them. They talk to be liked, to be noticed, to be accepted. But by doing this, they become easy to figure out and use. Watch them with new people. In just a short time, they tell everything. Their thoughts, their weak points, their goals, their fears. They'll tell you about their plans, their upsets, even their secrets. They think being open means being real. But being real when told to the wrong people is not good. It's like hurting yourself. Someone who can't control their tongue can't control their future. While the smart person quietly observes, the not-so-smart person fills the room with noise. While clever people watch quietly, gathering information, the not-so-smart person becomes the show. Their need to impress causes their problems. They think if they show people their mind, they'll be admired. But actually, every word they say can be used against them. They don't realize that power often moves quietly. The most dangerous person in the room is rarely the loudest. Those who speak least often see the most. The not-so-smart person gives away their position like a general shouting orders before a fight starts. Their opinions said too early upset powerful people. Their feelings shown too freely invite others to trick them. And their big plans spoken too loudly wake up enemies who were sleeping. They will brag about wins that haven't happened yet. They will complain about problems they should fix. They will talk about being loyal to people who are testing them. They will show their pain, their jealousy, their regrets, thinking being open is strength, but it's actually a map for those who want to hurt them. The more they talk, the less people fear them. The more they show, the easier they are to control. And every word they say slowly breaks down their image, their worth, their power. They might think they're making friends, but what they're really doing is Sign 3. Trusts without checking. For a smart person, trust is a tool, a good thing given only after someone has shown their worth through hard times, over time, through problems. But for a not-so-smart person, trust is automatic. They give it without testing. They offer it without judging. They assume the best in others because it feels good. And by doing this, they walk right into the hands of people who are ready to hurt them. The not-so-smart person believes that good intentions are everywhere, that what people say is what they truly feel. They listen to apologies instead of watching what people actually do. They forgive before understanding. They promise loyalty to people whose true intentions they haven't even thought about. They don't check a person's character. They don't try to make people show their true selves. They don't watch how people act when things are tough. No, they just trust because it feels nice. See how fast they become a pawn. They tell a new friend a secret. They lend money to someone who just smiles nicely. They work with people who flatter them. They tell their deepest thoughts to people who haven't earned it at all. And then when they are betrayed, when they are tricked, when the lies are too obvious, they call it bad luck. But it wasn't bad luck that hurt them. It was their own failure to test the people they let close. They confuse being friendly with having good character. They mistake charm for honesty. They see what they want to see because their ego needs their judgment to be right. They think trust is like love, or even something morally good. But trust in the real world is an exchange. It has to be earned, paid for with being steady, with time, and with tests. Anything less isn't trust. It's just being blind with a positive feeling. The smart person watches first. They listen. They wait. They study. They give small bits of trust and see how others handle them. But the not-so-smart person jumps in. They give out important things before learning about the person guarding them. And then they are shocked when the door they opened leads to a trap. They never ask the right questions. They never watch closely enough. And they never think that those who smile the most might be the ones who want to trick them the most. Sign 4. Wants approval, not respect. There's a small difference between someone who wants to be respected and someone who just wants to be liked. The first person has power. The second person craves attention. And the not-so-smart person almost always chooses the second. They will give up their dignity, bend their values, ignore their gut feelings, all to get a smile, a compliment, a pat on the back. They don't realize that people who beg for approval are never taken seriously. The not-so-smart person walks into a room and immediately asks, with their body language, their voice, their neediness, "Do you like me?" They agree even when they don't. They laugh at jokes that insult them. They praise people who are above them, even if they secretly dislike them. Why? Because they believe that being accepted is safe, that if everyone likes them, no one will hurt them. But this isn't how the world works. Someone who seeks approval will always be controlled by those who give it. One compliment makes them loyal. One rejection ruins their day. One cold look throws them off balance. Their entire self-worth is built on what others think. And so they become like a puppet, waiting, hoping, desperate for someone to approve of them. You'll notice how often they explain themselves too much, how often they say sorry for no reason, how often they agree with the majority, even when it goes against what they truly believe. They think that fitting in is more important than standing strong, and so they disappear into the crowd, becoming invisible, just another easily forgotten person who never made anyone uncomfortable, never disagreed, never led. The people they want to impress might smile to their face, but inside they feel nothing. Time to decide now you've seen this kind of person. Not the obvious fool, but the fool in disguise. The person who thinks they are smart, but shows their silliness with every word, every reaction, every excuse. They surround themselves with noise, with praise, with false ideas. never with silence, never with truth. And because of that, they are sure to remain without power. The wise ones never felt sorry for such people. They studied them. They watched as they slowly destroyed themselves, not by one huge mistake, but by 1,000 small betrayals of what they could have been. The refusal to learn, the fear of discomfort, the hunger for approval, the rejection of responsibility. These are not accidents. They are patterns, and they are deadly. If you see these signs in yourself, you are at a turning point. One path is easy. It asks for nothing but your pride and your excuses. The other is hard. It demands self-control, harsh honesty, and the bravery to change. Most people,